What's up, everybody? Back for another Hawkeye Star video. In this video, we're going to have a bit of a discussion today before the new update drops sometime tomorrow, which, by the way, I will be summoning for Phanon, Lightcone, all that good stuff. So if you want to see some summons and some showcases, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And hey, since you're right there, there's a like button. It probably highlighted it, I think. I don't know if I have to do that manually or if it's just automatic. It'd be cool if every time I said like, it would just pop up. YouTube, please work. Hit that button as well. But anyway, we are here today to talk about something that is kind of unfortunate. It's not the end of the world. It's just something that would have also been nice to get. Some people are gonna be like, "Damn, look at this guy. He greedy as hell. He wants all these stuff for him. Like this is just fine." But I think that it just would be nice, right? It'd just be cool, right? And that is the old characters like cones not receiving any changes. Now, luckily this time around, all of their Lycones still work pretty well. I've seen talks about how people are saying that Kafka's best in slot is Ciphers, Jinglu and Blade are going to want Mides, which makes sense, right? It makes sense, right? Those Lycones are good. Cypher's Lycone gives speed and a bunch of defense dropping stuff, right? Which, W, right? Dot characters want speed and defense leveling obviously is going to increase their damage. So that just makes sense, right? However, the old light cones did not receive any type of buff, and obviously light cones are going to get better and better and better. So if we get a character buff, right, for let's say like Yanqing, obviously this is a very extreme take because Yanqing's light cone is a standard banner light cone, so they're gonna just defaultly just not be as good, right? But yeah, let's say Yanqing gets a buff in next anniversary, right? Look at this Lycon and tell me there's 4-star Lycons that are way better than this thing, right? And it'd probably never get a buff. Will Lycons ever receive a buff? I highly doubt it, right? Now this video is mostly just to gauge your guys' reactions to, would you be happy? Would you think that the character buffs themselves are fine, right? We have a lot of good 4-star options, so I don't think that not buffing the life cone is going to be the end of the world. It just does kind of stink how they are buffing older characters, but not the light cones, even though you still have to summon a good amount to get the light cones. It is easier to get a light cone than it is a character, but you can still lose the 25 and then still have to go in deep for a light cone, so it does suck that while more universally usable than a character technically, right? Especially characters who are like hard stuck on one team, like break units, you really only run them with break characters, right? You're not gonna run, Firefly with like, I don't know, you could run her with Robin technically, right? But you'd rather run Firefly with an actual break team, right? Whereas light cones, right, especially the destruction one, you can run this on, people run on Jinglu, well, not anymore, you're not, because it's attack based, right? But, Firefly can use it, Jinglu was using it, Clara was using it, all that good stuff. You can universally use them, so I see why they're probably hesitant to buff the light cones, right? Characters that make sense, they had a bunch of backlash for like power creep. Old characters aren't as usable, so they probably wanted to fix that. And I don't think a lot of people are going to be like, oh my god, I can't use Jing Yun's light cone. It's still a good light cone, right? But let me know in the comments what you guys think of light cones getting buffed. Do you think they shouldn't? Do you think they're just fine how they are? I think light cones age actually pretty good in this game, just because of sometimes how unique they are, and sometimes they work very well. Like Jing Yun's light cone increases crit damage by 36%, right? Every erudition character who's a DPS can use that. Increases damage up by the way, skill and ultimate by 18%, right? Most erudition characters want to do damage with their skill or ultimate. It's a W there. And then it has something for follow-up attacks, right? Which Mini Herda can take advantage of. So Jingen's Light Cone, even though it was meant for him, is very good on Mini Herda, right? And there's a lot of cases, like, example, Mide's Light Cone, very good on Blade. Will be very good on Jinglu as well. Cypher's Light Cone, very good on Kafka. Japard's Light Cone, very good on Adventuring, and hell, even a character like Fushuan, right? Japard's Light Cone will probably be very good on every preservation character going forward, because it increases the likelihood of being attacked and their defense. And then if they need effect hit rate, they got it, right? So I feel like they did a very, very good job at making light cones relevant. I mean, how some people are still using this hunt light cone on hunt characters. There are probably people who use, which by the way, I gotta get this to 80. I always, like, I'm really bad with getting light cones to 80. But there will probably be people who are using this on Archer when he drops, and they'll probably do just fine, right? But when you think of a character getting buff, you would probably think of all of their stuff getting buff, which technically their light cone isn't a part of their kit, but it is packaged with them, right? When Blade comes out, I'm sure nobody's gonna summon on his light cone, especially when, you know, you could probably just summon for Maydays. I don't know when Mayday's getting a rerun, so some people might just have the like, oh, I want him to be good now, and just grab his light cone. And I think the calcs aren't too crazy on the difference. I'd have to see them now that Blade's obviously getting buffed, right? I think Pridewind probably have it. Let me pop it up real quick because I am curious on the actual difference to it. It's not a big enough one that would really matter, right? It would just be a cool quality of life, at least in my opinion, to have them buffed slightly. Or at least, if they're not going to buff them, if a character gets a change to their kit, how like Jinglu got HP scaling, right? Where the heck is the blade on this? It's right there. Since Jinglu got HP scaling, her icon doesn't have attack in it, but if a character wow, they actually don't have it updated. Really? Really? Haven't updated it? That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I can't even get the percentage for you guys. That is actually insane. Oh my. Here I am trying to get the percentage for y'all. But yeah, no, Mide's light cone, increasing his magic HP when using scroll ultimate consumes HP, which is just good, increases damage dealt, additionally increase it, all that good stuff, very good for Blade. Obviously you're missing out on the crit rate, right, but the overall damage is just very nice. Incoming healing in Mide's light cone is like alright for Blade, I guess, right, but it's just like max HP going up, consuming HP when you use a skill or ultimate, will go crazy. And then increase the damage of it. Just a bunch of damage dealt for Blade, right? Regardless, though, light cones, I think they're good. Should they buff them? Potentially, right? As long as they rework it, I think it's fine in my opinion, right? I think Robin's one that boosts attack, so I'll just use that as an example. Like, if Robin turns into a defense scaling character, right, for whatever reason, because, like, Jinglu went from attack to HP, just change this to be, like, increase the wearer's defense by 48%. And then you're good. That's all they need to do. Will they do it? I'm hoping so. That's the only change I really see that would be a need. Other than that, I think the light cones are fine how they are. If you really want to make them absolutely cracked, like if you want Kafka to be insane and Cypher's her best light cone, just get Cypher's light cone. You don't have to worry about getting Kafka's. I'm curious to see if they'll add Kafka, Jinglu, and Silverwolf's light cone to like the standard banner stuff, right? Or hell, I'm surprised they didn't put the standard banner light cones for these guys. Let me go to the shop real quick. I'm surprised these ones aren't in like the lose 25% chance for the Lycon banner. You can get one of these. I'm assuming it's the same reason they buff it is because they're too universally used and they're still like not bad light cones, right? That's just my initial thought of why they didn't put them into the like lose 50-50, lose 25%, whatever, and why they didn't buff them is just because they don't want to give the players too much good stuff. You know, it still is a gotcha game. They still want you to spend money at the end of the day. If they just hand out everything for free or hand it out for you not getting lucky enough to pull the character, you know, I feel like they view that as a net negative, right? But then that'll pretty much be it for the video. That's everything I wanted to talk about. Like I said many times in this video, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments about light cones and buffing them along with the characters, or at least adding them to the not the standard pool, but the actual like premium light cone, losing it, kind of like how the 50-50 works with the characters like Blade, Zele, and Fushlong. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'll catch y'all tomorrow for Phanon Guide, team building stuff, and the actual summons.